Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I stated in, I think, one other video that I made, I learned a lot by communicating, getting in debates, or listening, watching other people debate, or the way some people defended certain ideas or themselves. You will learn how to avoid certain questions, give certain kind of answers, and to be a weasel. So therefore, you learn to smell a weasel immediately. And this article that I have here that I'm going to discuss, or at least I'm going to expose to you, should be for you an ammunition, a mental, intellectual ammunition article or example. That is, when you will get into a heated conversation, I hope not, with an idiot. Usually should not do that, because when you argue with an idiot, people from outside will not be able to figure out who's the idiot. So that's why I avoid arguing with stupids. Now, nevertheless, if you have an argument with someone and you want to tell that someone, hey, you are arguing from the pathos, too much pathos instead of logos. And you tell him, hey, you know what, the US government lied. And he or she will say, nah, well, give me the evidence. Now, or even without asking you, give me the evidence, you will give him or give her the evidence. You don't have to go back to the Gulf of Tonkin, right, to tell them that, hey, they lied in Vietnam and so on. You don't have to go back into the weapons of mass destruction. You just go back to 2022 and 2023, and you will say this, hey, Gigi, are we sending F-16s made by us, to Ukraine? Oh, yes, we are. Okay. Are we sending tanks to Ukraine to fight the Russians? Yes, we are. Are we sending Patriot systems? Yeah. Are we sending, did we send HIMARS? Yeah. All right. Now, guess what? All these things that I just mentioned, the US government at one point said, we will definitely not send that. And his most likely answer will be this, yeah, but things changed. Well, it doesn't really work that way, because if you have a partner and you say, well, I'm your partner, I'm your lover, I'm your husband, by default, that means you're not going to cheat on that person, right? Right. Now, after a while, you cheat, and then she or he comes and says, hey, you lied to me, because you said you're never going to cheat on me, and you did. What are you going to say? Well, things changed. Nevertheless, you still did something you said you will not do. So the same here. Use this argument, and which is almost everything the Americans said, American government said, we will not send definitely to Ukraine. They did. Now, they said there will not be troops on the ground. This is the last thing, or maybe long-range missiles. These are two things that they say they will. Definitely. There are two on the list that are left to be checkmarked. Everything else that they said they will not, they did. Now, the latest lie is in approving sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. They said definitely not. You can find Biden saying that tanks and airplanes, definitely not. It hasn't been a year since he said that, and here we are. Now, the US said, well, we will send, but not we. It's not going to be United States, but we agree, Netherlands and I think Denmark, to send their F-16s that we tell them if they can or not to send them. So it's very strange. It's a very, very strange thing here. It's like you buy a Mercedes, let's say, or BMW or a Ford car, and you buy it from a dealership, and then after you use it, you say, well, I just want to give it to my uncle or to my niece or to someone, or sell it. And in order to sell it, you have to call the dealership where you bought your car from and ask for permission. Isn't that something? Okay. Well, just want to make sure. I know there's details, there's this and that, but still, F-16 is not a new fighter jets. Fighter jet is not a new one. And nevertheless, they have to ask for permission. That means it's not yours. If you have to ask for someone's permission to sell those weapons. I know the contract said, in order for me to, I have to ask you. What is this? Nevertheless, the US agreed, told the Netherlands and Denmark, you can send the F-16s to Ukraine. Our F-16s, that are yours. They are yours, but you have to ask me what to do next. Very interesting. All right, so here is the article coming from Reuters. This is from today, August 17th, 2023. US approves sending F-16s to Ukraine from Denmark and the Netherlands. If you think these are not US airplanes or fighter jets, okay. If you just get tangled into semantics like, oh, it's not US sending them, it's Denmark and the Netherlands, then okay, well, I can smell a weasel from far away. The United States has approved sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine from Denmark and the Netherlands to defend against it doesn't really matter, as soon as pilot training is completed, a US official said on Thursday. I think it was Blinken. Ukraine has actively sought the US-made F-16 fighter jets to help it counter Russian air superiority. Washington gave Denmark and Netherlands official assurances that the United States will expedite approval of transfer requests for F-16s to go to Ukraine when the pilots are trained, the official said. Denmark and Netherlands had recently asked for those assurances. The US must approve the transfer of the military jets from its allies to Ukraine. Okay? So, that's very nice. That's very nice. They will send them, and remember, the US said they will not approve sending these things. And if you say, well, it's not United States per se. Okay, you want me to be a weasel? You want me to be a weasel? I will be a weasel. Well, they said no tanks. And they will send Abrams tanks. So, off. How about that one? So if you are, how is that, nitpicking, then I will be just doing the same thing. All right? They said the airplanes, you say, oh, this is not United States. All right. And if it's not now, it's going to be in the future. I'm glad they sent those airplanes. I'm actually glad. You know why? Because this way we will see how great they are or they are not, facing someone of the same caliber, which is the Suhois, which is the MiGs, which is the air defense, the Russian air defense. And that would be a great way to see how great they will perform. Now, if they will perform as good as the Challenger 2 tanks or the Leopard 2 tanks or future Abrams, then yeah, okay. There's no surprise here. No surprise here. Remember those stealth invisible bombers the US built? Remember? In 1999, in Yugoslavia, they used them. They were new, hot. The Serbs got one down with 1960s anti-air batteries. Not with HIMARS, not to S-300s, with 1960s batteries. Got one down. So then they say, stealth, not stealth. Screw me, don't send them there, because if you send them over there and these guys will promote it to the world at 1960s battery down a 1990s stealth bomber, then those partners will not want to buy our shit. We're losing money. That's all what matters. All right, well, this is the big news here, and I also have another article from Reuters, from Russia Today, saying the same thing, and I think they talk about Blinken. Let me show that to you. And here it is, Russia Today, 17th of August 2023, US calls on NATO states to send F-16s to Ukraine. The Netherlands and Denmark were reportedly told all the necessary requests will be approved. And we have here, right here, Anthony Blinken. Denmark and Netherlands can send Ukraine F-16 fighters as soon as pilot training is complete, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said in a letter seen by Reuters on Thursday, and I'm quoting, "I am writing to express the United States' full support for both a transfer of F-16 fighter aircraft to Ukraine and for the training of Ukrainian pilots by qualified F-16 instructors," end quote, Blinken said in a letter to his counterparts in The Hague and Copenhagen. All right, my friends, We got that cover. So if you don't believe me, you go and check when the United States of America and government said, no, no, definitely no fighters. No, no. Yeah. And what changed? We knew. We knew this would be the game because they did it before so many times already. No, 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 no. They see how things are working around with the public opinion. Not that they really care about it, but they don't want a revolution, that's for sure. And these guys are too fat to go and start one anyway, so they should be a-okay. Too lazy and too drugged up and too much beer. They legalized marijuana. What do you want? These guys are all... All right. Besides that, what could be next? If they lied, what's going to be next? Troops on the ground? There are over there already, under different kind of euphemistic terms, names, like they are, I don't know, inspectors, military advisors, trainers, even special troops are over there. Anyway, as the Pentagon leaks said, what, a few months ago. So it's all right. They will send those attack missile, long-range missile systems. The Germans are sending their whatever those are. I can't remember right now. Not Jupiter nuclear weapons. Anyway, they send their the ones that can hit Moscow, 500 miles, 500 kilometers radius or range. Well, what? Taurus. That's why they got Taurus. Well, and then the French sent their Scalp, the same. The British sent Storm Shadow, and not only. So it's all right. They sent NATO fight Russia full force, and people say, no, no, it's Ukraine. Be real, be real. All right, so we expect them to come and tell us straight to the face that we need some peacekeeping force in Ukraine. Or, unarmed. They will be unarmed, just protect the civilians. You see. They will do all kind of hanky-panky. Why? Because they lied, and they will lie in the future. But you get punished if you lie. The government doesn't. How is that okay? And justice for all, right? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.